Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Jonah. It's one of my favorite stories to teach, so I'm excited to go over it with you today. First of all, we start with Jonah. Jonah was a prophet. That means God gave him a job to tell other people messages from the Lord. So he would tell people if God said, I don't want you to do this anymore, or from now on I want you to follow this rule. He would tell Jonah, and Jonah would tell other people. He wasn't the only prophet, but he was one of the prophets that God used. So one day, God came up to Jonah and said, I want you to go to Nineveh. Jonah thought, I don't think I want to go there because the people there are very mean. They do bad things. They don't love God at all. And I'm a little afraid, and I don't think they're going to listen. Well, who do you think knows better in this story? You think God knows better or Jonah? I think God knows better. He always knows better. He knows more than we do. So he told Jonah, you need to go to Nineveh. Jonah didn't want to, so guess what he did? He disobeyed. We're not supposed to disobey, are we? Especially not God. But he got on a boat and did not go to Nineveh. He went the other direction. Okay? So let's look at him on his little boat. Okay, here we go. Sailing on the sea. Everything's going fine. He thinks, I'm getting away from this situation. I'm not going to go to Nineveh. Well, God still wanted him to obey. So he sent a storm, and the sailors on the ship were saying, What? What is this storm from? Why did it all of a sudden start storming? Whose fault is this? We need to call out to God. Jonah, call out to your God and ask him to stop the storm. And Jonah said, it's my fault. It's my fault that there's a storm. If you throw me into the sea, it'll stop. Think that's true? Let's see. He threw him into the sea and the storm stopped. But Jonah was still floating out in the ocean. Now, you can't survive out in the ocean if you're just without a boat or anything, right? God didn't want to hurt Jonah. God didn't want Jonah to die. So he told a fish to swallow Jonah. And he did. Because everything that God created obeys him. The clouds, the rain, the water, the animals are all under God's control. So he told this fish to come save Jonah's life. So Jonah spent 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of this fish. While he was in there, floating around in a stinky fish, he prayed to God. And he was learning a lesson. It's similar to when we have timeout. If you have to have a timeout because you disobey, and you just sit and you're supposed to think, what did I do wrong? What could I do differently? This is like a big timeout for Jonah in the belly of the fish. And at the end of the timeout, he realized, I should have obeyed God. I made a bad choice. So he prayed and he told God, I will go to Nineveh. Well, like I told you, God's in control of the fish. And he told the fish, okay, he's ready to come out. You go to the dry ground, go to some dry land, and spit Jonah out. Blech. That's what he did. Jonah hopped up and said, I am going to Nineveh. I'm going to obey now. So he went to Nineveh, and he told the people there about God. And you know what's amazing? Those people changed. They listened. They stopped doing bad things, and they followed God. He loves everybody and wants everybody to know him. Even people from Nineveh who were making bad choices all the time. God still loved and cared for them and sent someone to tell them that they needed to change. And that person was Jonah. So, what can we learn from Jonah? One is we need to obey. If God asks us to do something, we need to obey. Second is God is in control of everything. He controls everything in creation. So if you ever get worried or afraid, know that God is always in control. If he can send a whale or a fish to swallow a man, he can take care of the little things that make us nervous every day, right? And lastly is God cares for everyone. So we obey. God is in control and God cares for everyone. He wants everyone to know him. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson and I hope you have a good rest of your day and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.